We started out nice and controlled with just me and Leo, but we've moved on into a full-blown party now.
It happens.
It does happen a lot here.
I showed up.
What's that about? Are these the American values or
The American
Absolutely.
values, yes.
And anybody who doesn't believe in
Love
these
is
values, they are not just not Americans. They are not worthy of life, in my eyes.
There was a girl.
I
You
agree.
film those, Dino?
I agree. Yeah, we need that.
Danny,
Again,
check this
I already
out.
got a
True story. There was a girl at the sitting next to a black man at the comedy show that I was hosting for Lenoci, and she was wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt next to a black guy, and she was married to him. And she came to the show with that. And I pointed at her and I said, guys, look at her. She loves black dick. Huge laugh.
That's good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did she look happy about it, Leo?
She looked ecstatic. She got up and gave me a standing O.
That's good. At least she had a sense of humor.
Yeah.
I saw a chick at the airport, white with a white husband, and her shirt said, white, privileged, livid.
Oh my God.
Livid
That's
about
the
what's going on.
That might be one of the worst shirts I've ever heard.
I'm livid.
Like,
I
as
just
far
walk
as the-
around. It's been 2 years since George Floyd, and I am just fucking livid still. Fuck you, racists. Fuck you for not doing anything about the situation.
Jesus.
What's livid?
Livid means angry, mad.
Like really
What's
mad.
a semen guzzler? What is the
Good point, Austin. It's not just angry, it's fuck racist.
frothing at the mouth?
Great.
It's Karen.
What's the general like kind of
I was so livid it hurt.
what's the general wokeness of our Navy right now? What is the woke level of our Navy?
Let's talk about the wokeness.
Yeah.
Honestly, the Navy is pretty woke at this point.
So it's all about BLM, all that stuff.
I wouldn't
could be trans
necessarily say
military.
that. Just about like, I don't know. I'd like to say it's pretty liberal.
Trans rights and
They're pretty accepting of
LGBTQ.
everybody.
A lot of gays.
There was a
Then.
short
Well, obviously
period
there's a lot of
of
gays.
time.
Talking to your microphone, Jerry. I want to hear about this.
There
now.
was a short period of time,
more
right before
into it.
Trump, where they were paying for transgender surgeries to happen.
Right, and then
The
Trump
military
just
was.
nixed that
Trump nixed it. I'm pretty sure Joe Biden already brought it back.
into the mic, Van Jerry.
No
Yeah.
clue.
This shotgun barrels and cocks, boys. Come on.
Sorry, I don't podcast.
I get it.
So paying for what?
So-
paying for
Transgender surgeries.
Don't
Turn
worry
you
about
into
it.
a girl.
It's already happening in the Finnish military.
It's
Don't
for
worry.
their
I might be-
mental health.
I'm not
so
sure. I don't.
Bro, if you,
Necessary.
if you turn yourself into a girl and said you were from Finland, right? You would get fucked all the time. There's a bunch of white dudes in Hollywood that would be like, "Oh, a foreign
West
girl."
Hollywood.
No,
Or-
that's for the gays.
Wouldn't matter.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
wouldn't
Get a
matter.
good
Okay.
enough surgery, you actually look like a girl. Go to Hollywood, and there'd be a bunch of dudes that would be like,
Yeah.
fuck,
that's some.
foreign girl. I'd fuck that.
I actually want to talk about this. Leo raises a good point, though. The wokeness in the military. I'm not just talking about accepting.
Right.
Everywhere where people aren't pieces of shit is accepting. Obviously, if a black man or a transgendered individual walks past me in a Trader Joe's, I'm not going to pelt them with ripe fruit. Sure. I'm going to be accepting. I'm going to be nice. But are you being indoctrinated in any way?
Depends on who's in office.
Give me an example of indoctrination when you were there, Jerry. Jerry is good at explaining the mental workings of the military and the psychology.
So when Obama first said, "Hey, we're gonna start paying for transgender surgeries," we all had to sit through a training session.
Okay.
This was in 2014 or so. We all had to sit down and explain transgendered people, and so the military is actually really good on keeping up with what's going on because they want you to know what to say, how to act, what to do in case there's no human rights or HR in fucking the Marine Corps. So everybody just has to kind of be on point because if you offend somebody, it becomes an issue real quick.
Okay. So you think they're keeping up with the wokeness to increase unity in your own ranks so you
Probably,
work better
yeah.
as a unit.
Yeah.
So they actually do have an admirable goal they're working toward, and then it is making us a better fighting machine.
Yeah, it's just making you like other people because if you don't like the people you're fighting with, you're not going to fight well.
Then what about when they are trying to dehumanize the enemy, which I know they do as well? One of the first conversations you and I had in 2018
Oh,
at
about
a
towelheads.
macaroni grill was about Hajis. Haji is the official terminology for an
And how
Arabian
they would use
or a Middle
plastic
Eastern
water
enemy of the
bottles
state.
to make fucking IEDs because they put wires inside plastic water bottles. When you step on it, it connects the wires. That's what
But
blows up.
we talked about how the higher-ups in the military tell you to refer to Middle Easterners as Hajis so you'll think less about killing them.
Yeah, they're not people.
How about the Hajis, quote-unquote, in your own ranks, the Middle Easterns? Because aren't you
They're
getting...
Americans.
That's the difference.
That's the difference.
You have to love everybody who's an American, but if
hate
they're a
everybody
Middle
else.
Eastern foreigner, they're a fucking Haji.
Hate everybody else.
Okay. So I like that. I like that you're still being trained to kill. I don't feel safe at night.
Yeah. Now, Seaman Guzzler, what would you say? Would you agree that that's kind of how what they do to you during the process, the indoctrination?
I'd say it's kind of the same as Ralph said. Like they're just kind of making a.
Who's Ralph?
You mean?
You said Rat Dick Ralph. He just called Jerry Rat Dick
Oh, yeah,
Ralph.
that's okay.
My apologies. Jerry.
That's okay. Jerry.
Sorry.
Jerry.
Time to
Been a
get your
long
life in order, Jerry.
Sorry, Jerry.
That hurt.
It's been a long day.
You need one of these?
Okay, I'm not.
Holy shit.
Oh, you-
Jerry, I didn't know you were dating an obese woman.
All right. So what did they? So it's similar. So how did they indoctrinate you guys?
Basically, they just make us sit through trainings and, like he said, make it so you like the people you work with. Like, there's no bullying in the military anymore. At least for in the Navy, there's no bullying. Like,
No hazing?
None. It's like zero tolerance. If you get caught doing something like that, you're out.
We'd be out, Danny. We'd be out.
You're out
really quick.
for some jokes
We would
and
be
some
done.
hazing. You're out, but you can suck and fuck some ass all
yeah.
you want.
Danny,
Well,
not
that's
the same in
fine.
the
What's
Marine
wrong with
Corps.
that? Well, sucking and fucking. I mean, look, if you're
I'm
gonna
just
fuck a
saying they
dude,
should
yeah.
both be acceptable.
What I'm
Oh,
curious
there we
about.
go.
But I
because-
don't think our soldiers should be taking hormone replacement therapy.
Well, they don't anymore, right?
I don't
No,
know.
they do.
He
I
said
think
if
Joe
there's
Biden brought it
transgender people in the military, they would be taking estrogen, which would be nerfing themselves.
Nerfing.
Yeah, like a video game lowers their stats.
There was, and even when I was in the Marine Corps, I was in pretty good shape. Fucking 10 years ago.
It's true. We saw pictures.
Yeah,
You were ripped,
yeah,
6-pack.
and there was still women that could do a better job than me. Fucking running over the obstacle course because they're lighter and faster. I don't like the women shouldn't be in the military or being a woman makes you not as good because there's women in the military that were way better than me.
Could I ask you a question? Were you the only man that lost to the women?
First off, no.
No,
I
I'm
didn't
sure
lose
there's
to
some
very
fat
many.
guys. Yeah, I was kidding. I'm sure there was a bunch of guys that lost to that
You
chick.
didn't lose to very many. Was your wife the only woman who didn't beat you in the obstacle course?
No, I just beat her.
She's like, hey,
Aw,
you're the
come
only one
on,
who
man.
respect me.
No, I just beat her.
Got it physically.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
well.
she deserved it.
It did. Your relationship ended mysteriously, so that's
She cheated on me, so I
I
beat
know.
the shit
With
out
a
of her.
chick, dude. With a chick, right? She
Yeah,
cheated on you
but
with
if
a
I
chick.
would have fucked another dude, it wouldn't be the same thing.
It wouldn't.
let's bring it back. When you say there's no bullying or harassment, that doesn't apply to physical training, right? Because I want you guys to have a drill sergeant in your face screaming, "Another push-up, you worm!" Is that not happening anymore?
Only in boot camp.
In boot camp, yeah, to an extent, but they're not allowed to like make you do like what'd you call it, like embarrassing or humiliating things.
That's
like,
a lie. They
All right,
put
so
pants
Full
on.
Metal Jacket is
Same
over.
with Finnish Army too.
They don't
actually.
make you suck your thumb while the other guys in the barracks clean up around
No,
you.
like the extent of our punishments was like you have to work out for like an hour straight while they're
Alright.
screaming at you. Like
That's where
nothing-
the Navy differs.
That's
I
where
used
the
to
Navy
have to wear
differs.
Pants. I used to wear pants as like a top and hang from a water pole that was like going through the ceiling.
That
And
sounds
punishment
hilarious.
is called under and over. We would go over the bunk beds and then under the next set of bunk beds, over the bunk beds, under the next set of bunk beds. And everybody else was just watching you. It
That
was
sounds
made
great.
to embarrass you. And
That
be-
sounds hilarious. Were they people laughing?
Oh, absolutely.
That sounds so funny.
So over and under is banned now.
No, I think they still do it. I mean, they did it when I was in boot camp.
Seaman Guzzler, I mean, he's a Biden-era military man, and he's saying they can't do it.
Maybe they made it work.
Seaman
But
Guzzler.
There's also a big difference between Navy boot camp and Marine Corps boot camp.
Right now, my illusions are being shattered because I like to think that out there, keeping us safe from the Russian and the Chinese menace, men like Seaman Guzzler, good old proud Seaman Guzzler, the finest the U.S. Navy has to offer. I thought they were out there manning battleships and destroyers and aircraft carriers, making sure that none of those big communist empires could come near us. Well, now I'm starting to view them as like security guards with squirt guns.
Nico, what's your rate?
not at liberty to say.
He's
that
not even
today.
getting paid a lot.
You can't say what your job is.
No, it's a super small one.
So you work on San Clemente Island.
He got the job based on his penis size.
Did I just guess that right?
I'm not gonna confirm or deny that either. All
He
right,
works
so
on San Clemente
I'll give
What do
Island.
they do on
They
San
have a
Clemente?
small airstrip there. They get paid LABAH because they're technically in LA
How much is
County.
that?
about
More
like
than
$4,000
San
a month.
Diego?
Not
Yeah.
bad, not bad.
Yeah.
$4,000 a month.
And you don't have that many expenses, right? I mean, do they pay for
They have
your
a small
living
airstrip
quarters?
there, not much
And
else.
if
So he
you
does
get-
something with radios or planes.
If you get BAH, then they pay you like your normal wage plus the $4,000 for rent or whatever you want to spend it on. So
Nice. Oh, okay, so you got it for
What are you
rent.
doing with planes, Seaman Guzzler?
Or radios. Radios or planes, if I'm narrowing it down to San Clemente.
Talking to the mic, Jerry.
Sorry. I'm getting fucking drunk.
Another disclaimer: there's like a limit to things I'm willing to say in uniform,
Sure,
because
sure.
that can be used against me. But once the uniform comes off, fair game.
One of my friends
Get
got
naked.
NJP
Yeah,
for
go ahead.
being on this fucking Marines
If you want to take your
United
uniform
page.
off, if you
Yeah,
can,
we
take,
don't
you can
mind.
stay a lot more
I don't
without
think that
the
Jerry
uniform.
minds it.
But with for the thumbnail, we
I-
might need you to put that back on.
Okay, I'm
Can
down
I
for that.
one thing? Can I get you to give Jerry a lap dance in uniform?
Oh my
No, that-
god!
Is that
What if-
banned?
What if Danny gave you $100?
Well, see, they have because they have the UCMJ, which is like the military's laws, and they
Yeah, I
have
got
they have.
NJP'd. I went to MAST.
Oh, what'd you go
Stop.
masked for?
Stop using acronyms. I don't like this.
What if
we
he
can't
gets-
keep
I don't know
up.
what is going on.
Uniform Code of Military Justice and an NGP is non-judicial punishment, which is the same as going to MAST.